Today, we're focusing on identifying cloud types like the Native Americans did and how they represent different types of weather. So, we're going to predict upcoming weather events. We're predicting weather through data that we collect and observations that we make and measurements. So, Native American weather tracking. The Saponi people, which were native to our area in High Point, Greensboro, the Guilford County area, and many more of our ancestors had ways that they tracked the weather that didn't involve our fancy tech tools that we use these days, right? So they a lot of times used observations of their surroundings, including animals, which we mentioned before. But today, we're going to focus on how they observed the clouds and what we can do the way they do. Often they watch the clouds to tell what weather was coming, right? So we may see a cloud that looks dark like this and know that precipitation is coming, or clouds that look more light and fluffy like this one and know that we're going to have clear skies. They're still higher in the air, so they don't have as much precipitation or water. They're not saturated, as we mentioned before. So what are clouds? Clouds are made of condensed water. Remember, when water cools, it starts to condense. Made of condensed water droplets, some ice and dust that the water droplets have condensed around. One type of cloud, and the type of cloud we don't really think of when we draw the clouds that look like this, like on our pages and our journals, right? Those are called cumulus clouds. Cumulus clouds are medium height, they're light and they're fluffy, and those are the ones that look like you could lay a roll around in them. When you see this word, when you see this part of the word, this suffix nimbus added to the word, cumulonimbus clouds, they're dark and fluffy. They're full of precipitation that's just ready to fall, right? So we have clouds that look like they're a darker color, white or blue, or they're even a dark gray color like this side. And they are full of rain. They are saturated. They are ready to release that rain, that precipitation back down to the planet. So the next kind we have are stratus clouds, and stratus clouds are low, and they're like the blanket kind. They cover the entire sky. Nimbostratus clouds, there's that word nimbo or nimbus again. They're dark and low, and they're blanket-like still, but this time they're full of precipitation, so they're darker than their lighter color, just stratus clouds, sisters or brothers, right? They are dark, low, blanket-like, and they cover the entire sky. They're also full of precipitation. So look at this cloud. It looks like what you would think if we looked outside in the sky and we knew we couldn't go out for recess or we couldn't go outside to play because rain is coming. They're darker in a gray, they're more of a darker gray shade, but you can't even see what color the sky is. The entire sky looks white or gray. That's because it's covered with nimbostratus clouds. The last type of cloud that we're going to talk about are cirrus clouds, and they're the highest in the sky, and they're wispy. They look like someone went and drew them in the sky like this. They look almost like airplane tails, like when the airplanes fly in the sky, the trail they leave behind. These are made mostly of ice crystals, and they're higher up, so they don't hold as much moisture or as much water as the other two forms of clouds that we've talked about do. With cirrus clouds, you are not going to have a nimbus or a nimbo added to it because these are so high in the sky, they don't hold as much moisture, so they're not going to give us precipitation. When we see these in the sky, that means we're going to have clear skies and a sunny day.